Oh my gosh, is that an arm? Oh my gosh.
Ever been dumped by someone? I have, but never by a theme park. That is, until Disneyland gave me a breakup letter for 30 days. And so, I'm speed dating the other parks in Southern California to see if anyone else fits. Last week, I tried Universal Studios, who was essentially the person you date because they are closest in personality to your ex. But today, I'm going old school with Knott's Berry Farm, who is the seasoned gentleman of maturing years. Will this blind date bachelor be a silver fox or a dirty old man? Let's find out together. I'm Jessica, and this is Weekend Runaways.
Well, we're here checking out Bachelor number 2, and for us, that means Knott's Berry Farm. This guy's a little tougher to figure out. I'll have to say, there's a lot going on here.
In true blind date fashion, Jeff and I went into this evening escape, well, blindly. We wanted to see how the park held up on first impressions, so we didn't look up rides, a decision that would later bite us in the butt. Kicking things off, we went through Ghost Town, the oldest area of the park. Built in 1940, this wild frontier combined actual historic buildings with replicas. It was incredibly charming and had a saloon.
This is the pineapple jalapeno lemonade hard seltzer. I can actually taste the jalapeno, like the flavor of a jalapeno, but it's not spicy. Behind the bar is like that little stage. I love it so much.
And with that, we were off to our first ride, Calico Mine Co.
All right, so we just hopped in line for our first ride here at Knott's Berry Farms, which is the Calico Mine Co, which is that train right there. Pretty excited to try it out, so let's see how it is.
With dramatically lit caverns and classic animatronics, the mines pay tribute to Calico, a silver mining town in California that was booming in the late 1800s, before the Gold Standard Act of 1900 turned the whole place into a ghost town. Having opened in 1960, this little mine train pioneered what is now known as the Dark Ride.
I don't normally get claustrophobic, but I actually felt kind of claustrophobic when we were in the caves.
Really?
I think it's because there's very poor ventilation in there.
Yeah,
But, yeah,
ventilation's not the best. I kind of thought it was pretty cool. It's very slow moving. It's not scary at all.
We headed to the boardwalk where most of the thrilling rides were supposedly held. I say supposedly because everything had a long line, like 90 minutes, which seemed crazy compared to the crowd levels in the rest of the park. Silver Bullet, however, only had a 30-minute wait, so that meant it was either really good at shuttling crowds or really boring, and there was only one way to find out.
That was quite intense.
Yes. First time a roller coaster made me feel my age.
Oh my
I
God.
felt dizzy. I felt like I was gonna pass out.
Really?
My legs felt heavy.
Oh my gosh. I think it was at the very end. There's like these 2 full loops that you do sideways, and that really gets you like the spinning rides. It gets you really dizzy.
There's twists and turns. You went upside down a lot
Yeah.
of inversions, so it's well worth it. They didn't cheap out on you.
No, it's a really good ride.
The ride's still high in their wait times. Jeff and I grabbed a couple of drinks and took in the atmosphere. With fall just around the corner, Knott's Berry Farm had already begun its theming, and I found its decorations a nice change to my old ex, Disneyland. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the giant pumpkin on Main Street and all the orange everything. But here, things felt more homely, like what you'd see at a fall festival on a farm. Known as America's first theme park, we were shocked at how much Knott's had influenced not just Disneyland, but even Epcot. As we walked through Fiesta Village, which was added to the park in 1969, we were surprised how much of the land felt like the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot, down to a giant Aztec pyramid.
We're in Mexico, but it's the Charlie Brown theme song.
With the park closing in a couple of hours, Jeff and I grabbed dinner at the closest food place in Fiesta Village. It was like Chipotle, but about $17 a burrito, which was expensive, but they were generous with their portions.
I'm about 60% done with this burrito, and I'm so full. I kind of wish I would have split it because I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. Definitely don't think Jessica's going to be able to finish hers.
It's now getting into evening. The lights are all coming on. This park does a really good job at lighting. Something happening everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. This park does a really good job at lighting. So right now it's completely dark, but there's tons of lamps everywhere, different colors, setting the mood. Every area of this park kind of has a different mood going on, and it's definitely giving me really good vibes. I like it. It feels really good here in the evening.
I like the arm.
Oh my gosh, is that an arm? Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I just practicing for nothing really. I'm just trying to have some fun.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
It was perfect. Thank you. I was so sure that that was a fake arm. Like, I assumed it was for Not Scary Farms or something. And no, he got me. He got me good.
That's a good arm. It looked fake.
It looked really fake. It was so still.
It's a perfect arm.
It's a perfect arm.
One thing we had heard about Knott's Berry Farm is its desserts. Ever since its founder, Walter Knott, had cultivated the Boysenberry about 100 years ago, the park had been perfecting their recipes with dozens of treats. It was actually hard to choose.
Got the Boysenberry macaroon. That's really good. Very much more like granola and oatmeal.
Interesting.
Very good though. And you got a little bit of a little topping of whatever this schnozberry is.
I got the boysenberry pie. That pie topping. It's like, how would you describe boysenberry? I've heard it's like a blackberry mixed with a blueberry.
That's how I describe it. I don't think it's a very good name though, because it sounds like poisonberry.
Into our final hour, we headed into Camp Snoopy, which had all the nighttime charm of Frontierland after dark.
Not only do I love Charlie Brown's, I love that it's kind of like summer camp themed, but it is so cute. They have the cutest rides. The theming here is really on point. What is this?
It looks like a pirate cove.
A pirate
There's
cove.
dirty, rotten pirates.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Where are you filthy pirates at?
Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of terrifying. Behind the waterfall. Oh, how pretty.
Okay, so at Epcot, my favorite restaurant, at least one of them, is the Mexico Pavilion, San Angel. And so I don't know what's quite inside this pyramid, but I want to go eat it, whatever it is. So let's check it out.
Okay, all day it said that this ride was a 90-minute wait, and we came on it because it said it dropped to 30 minutes. We literally have been in line for 2 minutes and we're already at the place where you board. So, I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, the times are kind of off. They're just not sure. Maybe they want to discourage people from getting in line, but it's worth checking it out. All right, well, that's our adventure through Knott's Berry Farm. I will say I feel like we really just scratched the surface, and there's so much that goes on here throughout the year, especially with their festivals. So I think it's safe to say that we will absolutely be back. But for now, let's see how this date with Bachelor number 2 went, and let's tally up our score.
So, how did our dates stack up on our list? We'll rate these with a handshake, hug, and a kiss. We'll start with generosity. Parking was $35, which was pretty expensive considering how hard it was for us to find it. We had to drive through the front entrance twice, and the daily cost of admission was about $72 for general admission. Food and drinks were about what you'd expect, with some of the treats being surprisingly cheap. That said, we had previously purchased a Six Flags seasonal pass for Magic Mountain, which was about $135 per person, that not only got us into Knott's for free, but also covered our parking. Since this pass also works with Six Flags across the United States, I found this hack to be very generous and applicable to just about anyone already near a park. For this, I'd give him a kiss. As for attractiveness, the Ghost Town was by far our favorite place in the park, followed by Camp Snoopy and Fiesta Village. The boardwalk, however, felt like filler. Though I'd consider the theming and the thrills to be quite enjoyable, the wait times were a real buzz killer. I mentioned earlier that Jeff and I went into this park blindly. This affected us most when it came to prioritizing rides. You either have to buy a fast lane pass or figure out what rides you want to go on beforehand, because with 2-hour wait times, it's unlikely you'll get to everything in a day. For this, I give him a hug. And lastly, we have Heart. Known as America's first theme park, you feel its pioneer spirit the moment you enter its gates. From the kinetic energy of roller coasters almost always within sight, to the small details that are hidden just out of view if you look. Knott's Berry Farm took us completely off guard by how sweet and wholesome the whole place felt, even with its creepy, not scary farm decorations up. I could see how it impacted Walt and influenced one of the greatest parks of all time. And for this, I give him a kiss. So, add it all together, and, well, Knott's is the classic gentleman who still has it, even after all these years. That said, he's still not boyfriend material, not yet. He still needs to learn time management, but hey, so do I.
Well, the thing about this park is it truly surprised me in the best way. The kind of park where I don't feel like I have to be hopping from ride to ride all the time. I can actually just enjoy being in the park. And that has a lot to do with the theming and how it feels and the atmosphere that they've created in there. So I'm definitely excited to go back and experience more that this park has to offer. I don't know, did I forget anything here at Knott's Berry Farm? You guys are probably the experts. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like us to come back and explore this park some more. But for now, let's head on to the next Bachelor.